Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Hi, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Now, South Africa isn't garnering global exploration spend. How can this issue be addressed?
I think the way to address this is to be very collaborative as South Africans. You know, we must look not only at the industry wanting to be involved, the mining industry and the exploration industry, the government coming in with solid policies, but we must look at the technical training colleges, the universities. We must start having that behavior like they've got in other countries, where you always have the correct number of geologists, you always have geological thinking. You see that you've got this great prospectivity, particularly in the Northern Cape, but you've also got prospectivity around the world. And that's why in countries that have got this behavior, they are spreading around the universe, because it starts in your country and you build up that behavior. But we've got a massive continent here, I mean a huge continent, and we are not really active there as we should be, because we've never had this behavior of wanting to explore. But we know that this can set off our economy, because it's something that has such a supply chain, not just on that it gets to the mining, but the mining gets to so many other things. So we can almost have a regeneration of our economy. We can start. We see that there's a lot of talk around it, but we're not getting that 5%. We wanted to get 5% of the expenditure on exploration in the world. We're not even getting 1%, because we've just got no attractiveness here. And I think also no credibility at the moment. Even if we do set up some very good laws and nice regulatory frameworks, people are still going to look at us for a while and say, you know, is this going to be long-lasting? Because when it comes to exploration, it's got to be long-lasting. You know, it's got to have like an infinite horizon. And this is what we've got to assure the world. Like our constitution has an infinite horizon. We must give it to the exploration industry as well. And it'll be fantastic for the country.
Now, you mentioned education. And while jobs will be a positive outcome of the just energy transition, youth skills and business remain key.
Yes, you know, we look at this energy transition. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We're not going to have this again. You know, we know that we went from the horse cart to the car. It's that sort of transition. And people in those days were making horseshoes. They had to say, no, we're going to make exhaust pipes. And I know one of the companies that did that very successfully. Now we've got this new opportunity again, once in a generation. We've got this transition that's happening, and it's happening far faster than we realize. I mean, we look like we're keeping pace here, but when you see what's going on around the world, we really got to catch up, because you just produce those renewables. You produce them in volume. You can never produce too many. And then there's so many spin-offs from that. And when they're doing the calculations now, they're saying immediately it's going to be jobs positive. And it really will be more than jobs positive, because you can't just change quickly. So you've got to continue with what you're doing. The people are in there. They've got to really be producing. If we've got an economy that's growing, you've got to have a lot of energy. We've got too little energy. You'll never grow an economy with the energy that we've got here. So you've got to have the existing thing moving, and it'll keep moving until it's not needed. But then you've got the new renewable energy moving in, and that gives a whole spate of new jobs. Then you've got all the spin-offs, you know, from that renewable energy, which we haven't been used to, the molecules that you can get, not only the electrons. So it's good that the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy staged this talk, involved the youth, saying this is going to be jobs positive for you. Start envisaging yourself in this. Let's start giving these people the skills. We know that, you know, Blade Nzimande, the Minister in charge of Science and Technology, he's been looking at those TVET colleges, you know, preparing them for this change. Universities got to do the same thing. So it can come far faster than you imagine, but at the same time you'll have your existing fossil fuel going, so you've got the best of two worlds.
Lastly, Martin, Exxaro has reported considerable progress in generating its own energy to run its operations.
It's amazing the farsightedness we've had from these coal mining companies. You know, you're in business in coal. Obviously you want to stay in coal. But they've been so farsighted. They've got into renewable energy ahead of the game. Even at one stage, I think they were talking more far advanced than the world was, but of course the world then moves very, very fast. But they've been prepared to go into this renewable energy to such an extent that they've got Synergy, which is already doing this wind energy, 670 gigawatt hours, last year of wind energy. Now they're going into solar at their coal mine. So you've got a coal mine that will be energized with solar power, because they're saying to you, this is cheaper, this is cleaner, this is the way to go, and we can get loans for it. So, the gearing is high. It just makes sense all over the place, and it's giving new jobs, and it's helping our coal mine here because it's giving us cheaper energy. Now, we saw the same with Seriti. They're big in coal mining, but they're now moving very, very fast into renewable energies. So you can see how those who are farsighted, they're going on both sides of the road, and how good that is for South Africa. And we see now the new MD, Leon Groenewald, taking over at Exxaro, saying imminently, there'll be the finance for this will be arranged in the next quarter. That's from April to just beyond the 3 months there. Construction will start. So it's moving fast, 68 megawatts. And then in 2024, we'll have this. I mean, that's another benefit. Not only do you have the lower cost electricity, easy to raise finance, but you can bring it so fast. So I think they are realizing that they're not going to do it here in South Africa. They're going to do it in the continent and elsewhere, because it's a big business.
Thanks for speaking with us.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. To subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly, please email subscriptions at creamermedia.co.za.